Pre-code horror for 20 bucks? Let's talk about it. Before we jump into the buy, let's talk about pre-code horror for a second and what exactly that means. The code is in relation to the Comics Code of Authority, which was founded in 1954, basically by concerned parents who wanted to censor what their kids may or may not have been reading, and by that created the code. To get this stamp of approval, they needed A-OK each issue, which they had major industry changes, and even classic stories were changed around to fit this code. The books that had this code, newsstands would carry, and if they didn't, most newsstands just wouldn't carry the books. So the code kind of held the industry at their behest. This all led into the Senate hearing, which was really sparked by a novel by Frederick Wortham, The Seduction of the Innocent. And the novel would mention by name several comics at the time, most of them being horror and crime and suspense stories. This novel had painted in its picture what you hear today about video games ruining the youth. But this was taken by storm and spawned the comic code, which inevitably killed publishers like EC, who specialized in horror, and now newsstands wouldn't carry their comics. Horror titles would still be released in the coming years, but very censored in comparison to the more iconic eyeball covers, decapitations, and other stuff like that. Since the 50s, pre-code horror books have become very sought after by collectors, and many of them have become quite expensive. Even missing pages or being detached, coverless, all kinds of damage, they still command very good money. Which brings us to today's story. Out and about at an antique store, Black Cat Mysteries number 50 was sitting on the wall. Low-grade copy listed for $25, and after 20% was taken off, 20 bucks, I couldn't have picked it up fast enough. I really couldn't have. Not only is this an iconic cover and an iconic issue, it is the first cover that pops up when you search up pre-code horror and go to images. It's number one, baby. The cherry on the top is it's an early Frank Frazetta work, and he inked the cover. And Frank Frazetta would go on to be one of the greatest fantasy and sci-fi artists of all time, and one of the greatest comic creators of his time. He's still, and forever will be, one of my favorites in both the fantasy and comic genre. I'm debating sending this in. I know it's a very low grade copy, and the pages on the inside are kind of beat, but at a certain point, it doesn't matter. And just encapsulate and keep it as is, and from degrading anymore, it sort of feels like I have to. This will forever be one of my favorite covers, and it's easily a top 3 pre-code horror cover for me. And honestly, it's one that wasn't even on my hunting radar because, honestly, if I really think about it, I never thought I'd really put up the capital for this one. It's always been a book I wanted, but hey, 20 bucks is a no-brainer. I figured I'd share this all with you despite all the comments probably telling me this is faked. And I'll tell you, believe me, it is not faked. It happens. Very, very exciting. Possibly my best buy for 2023, and it was the first week of 2023. So, start off the year off strong. And, yeah, really, moral of the story is always check your antique stores, everything. And flea markets, LCSs, you never know what you're going to find. Stay hunted, and until then, I hope you enjoyed. Follow me here on Facebook and Instagram for more daily content. And join the Facebook group, Fandoms Unleashed, for behind-the-scenes discussion about comics. Great discussions about different medias. And it's all linked down in the description. And until next time.